Hey YouTube, it's Jeff. I want to give you a tour of Ned Acres today, my backyard homestead. Tell you what I'm doing, tell you what my plans are. It's not much right now, but it's a start and it's all I've got, and I hope you come along for the ride so you can give me ideas and improvements and see what I'm doing to make my backyard a more healthy and exciting place. And front yard. Okay, of course no backyard homestead is complete without some hens. So here are mine. Chicken coop on the right, they run of course. And I have 3 Buff Orpingtons right now. They're about 3 months old. So hopefully they're going to start laying for me around July. I had barred rocks before they lived out their useful years. So now the Orpingtons have taken their place. Of course you don't see much grass, like any chicken run has been run down. But they get out in the yard quite a bit. And but I'm keeping off the blueberries for right now. Currently eating have already eaten a planter of lettuce that I stuck in there so they could get some healthy greens. It lasted about a day. One of the reasons I'm improving my yard from an annual garden to a food forest is so that the hens will have fresh greens and fruits and vegetables all year round, as well as the humans that live here. And I want to stop buying food from the food store. So I have planted a lot of stuff just this spring just for them to eat. And some leftover kale from this winter and some collards there on the end. Now they rarely get to my mulberry over here. It's a dwarf mulberry. It's about 2 or 3 years old, and I've trimmed it actually a little bit to keep some of the sun on the blueberries right below it. And on the other side of the patio, I also have double grafted Dorset and Anna's apple. Also with some more blueberries. I believe they're Jewel and Emerald. One of the things I'm most excited about right now is the tree collard, which is getting it started underneath the netting. I've done that to keep any worms off. It's struggling a little bit. I think the cutting that I got sent from eBay is a little too woody, but hopefully it'll take off and then I can take cuttings from it and then propagate my cuttings and cuttings and cuttings, and I will forever have tree collards. This is kind of what I call my nursery. It's where I pot young plants that need some time out of the sun or get my seeds started. So I have lemongrass to the left with some Suriname cherries up closer. The sticks you see sticking up are mulberry cuttings that I took last week. Some of them are already budding out. In the big pot is a peach pit. I want to start planting my seeds or trees from seeds. And in the bin are more mulberry cuttings. And on the top, if you watched my last video, are the moringa seeds. Nothing has poked out of the ground yet within a week, but if the squirrels stay out of them, that's why I have the netting over the top of them. If the squirrels stay out of them, I hope to have them. So moringa seeds peeking up sometime this week, hopefully next. And they grow very rapidly, so they'll be out in the yard very, very, very soon. Cross your fingers. This is kind of my ragtag area. Just random pots. Have a Meyer lemon, a couple of flowering bushes, a beefsteak tomato, a patio mango that has never really done anything. It's been too diseased. Actually, it looks now the best that it ever has. You can see some broccoli hiding in behind the mango. A couple more cuttings from a hybrid cherry tomato plant that I started last year actually, and I just took a cutting of it, stuck in a pot, and they have grown very nicely. Along the fence line I have a clementine, and further back is a Mineola tangelo, one of the best citrus fruits I've ever eaten. And this year I decided to use my fence line a little bit more, so I have a couple of cucumber plants. A salvia, some more cucumber. There's a loquat that was planted about 2 weeks ago. Someone started it from seed. And then over here, no backyard homestead, or any homestead really, is complete without a Hugo coulter mound. And here's my addition. It's tiny, but I started bean seeds in it for to help the soil not erode, and also to keep the just give me food. And I haven't really watered it ever, and the beans are doing okay. I didn't get a lot of germination, but I think it's because the bean seeds were a little old. Alright, here are my compost piles. I stopped using food as compost because I was getting some mice, and I don't want mice around. So I've switched to all leaf litter, which I know can, since it's oak leaves, can theoretically raise the acidity. But it's better than nothing, and I don't want to use food, so I just pile coffee grounds and leaves on them. And they've actually gone down quite a bit. They were to the top of each bin. Both bins are full of leaves. People are nice enough to rake them for me, and I just throw them in the bin. So within, I don't know, a year, I'll have a nice pile of leaf mold to use in my garden. The front yard is where the bulk of my food forest is going to be. I want to keep the backyard somewhat open so I can kick the soccer ball around with my daughters, should they decide they like soccer. So I have just begun really changing over from my annual beds, which you can see, annual raised beds, to a food forest design. So I've added a bunch of mulch in the back corner. It's my tomatoes. So it's already off to a somewhat of a good beginning. I have a loquat, a couple of peaches, Florida peaches that are low chill on the outside perimeter. On the far perimeter I have a nectarine that has quite a few nectarines on it, and then a Florida plum, not the Chickasaw kind, but another kind that is low chill. I told a guy at a frostproof Florida developed it. And of course the rain barrel, which you might be able to see behind the palm there. Oh, and a fig, I forgot about the fig. There's my fig, LSU purple fig, which is going to be awesome. I hear they're very sweet and somewhat fast growing, so we'll see. It's been about that size. I've had it in the ground now probably 3 or 4 weeks, so not too much time. But I want to add mulch out here in the bare spot so I can begin the soil building. Right now it's just piles of mulch on top of cardboard. I'm also going to extend the mulch at least to the property line, which this tree pretty much marks the property line, my nectarine tree. And then I'm going to get rid of the raised beds, the garden beds, spread the dirt out, and this will become a food forest. Some moringa trees are already seeded in the ground, haven't sprouted yet. I planted them the same time as the one in the pots. But I am super excited about the possibilities. So if you have any suggestions, tips, comments, concerns for me, please leave a comment so I can not waste time and money and effort, because I like taking people's best practices and applying them. Well, I hope you enjoyed your tour of Ned Acres. I really enjoy this. It's what I do. It's my hobby, stress relief, exercise, depending on how much soil I needed to move that day or mulch I needed to spread. And I look forward to hearing from you about your experiences. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.